Hey guys, today we're going to learn about direct and inverse variation. Direct variation follows the rule y equals k times x, where k is the constant of variation. Inverse variation follows the formula y equals k divided by x, where k again is still the constant of variation. So let's say y varies directly with x, and y is 24 when x is 6. What we're going to do is write the formula for this variation. So we have to figure out which formula to use. So this one says y varies directly with x, so we're going to have to use the direct variation formula. So it's going to be y equals k times x. We know that y equals 24 when x is 6. So y, change that to 24. X, we're going to change that to 6, and we can solve for what the constant is. So divide both sides by 6, and our constant of variation is going to be 4. So we have to then take that and plug it back into the formula. Y equals kx. Instead of k, we put a 4 there. So what this means is y will always be 4 times what x is. So if x is 1, y is going to be 4. If x is 2, y is going to be 8. X is 3, y is going to be 12, and so on. So let's say y varies inversely with x, and y is 120 when x is 4. We're going to write the formula for this variation again. So we're dealing with inverse variation. We have to write down y equals k divided by x. We also know that y is 120 when x is 4. So we have 120 equals k divided by 4. So multiply both sides by 4 to cancel out. So k equals 480. So then, just like last time, we're going to take k, plug it back into our formula. So y equals 480 divided by x. So let's say we have y varies directly with x, and y is 72 when x is 8. We're going to write a formula for this variation and come back and figure out what y is when x is 12. So, since we're dealing with a direct variation, we know it's going to be y equals k times x. We have y is 72 when x is 8. So we can go through, plug it in, and figure out what our constant is. So 72 equals k times 8. Divide both sides by 8, which makes k equals to 9. So our formula is going to be y equals 9 times x. And then the next part, what is y when x is 12? So what we can do, since we have a formula for it, we can take 12, plug it into a formula where x is, and solve for y. So it'll be y equals 9 times 12. So y is 108. So again, what this means is our y value will always be 9 times what x is. So when you plug it in, 9 times 12 is 108. Alright, so let's try this word problem. The electric current I in the circuit varies directly with voltage. When 12 volts are applied, the current is 4 amps. What's the current when 18 volts are applied? So we got to go through, figure out what type of variation this is. So this one says it varies directly, so we have to use direct variation formula. So current varies directly, so I equals K times our voltage V. So 12 volts are applied and the current is 4. So plug in 12 to where volts are, and 4 is going to be our current. So we can go through, solve for K, which gives us 1/3 when we reduce the fraction 4 over 12. So I equals 1/3 of our voltage. So then the next part, what's the current when 18 volts are applied? We can take 18, plug it into our voltage to figure out what the current is. So 1/3 times 18 gives us 6. So let's try this one. The volume of gas varies inversely to the pressure. So we know that we're dealing with inverse variation, so we have to use V equals K divided by pressure. So volume is V, varies inversely, equals K divided by the pressure. So we know the volume when it is 200. It's going to be under the pressure of 32 kilograms per centimeter squared. So plug everything in. And we can solve for K by multiplying by 32. So K equals 6,400. So then next part, our formula is going to be V equals 6,400 divided by pressure. So the next part asks us, what's the volume under the pressure of 40 kilograms per centimeter squared? So we have our formula right here. We can take P, replace that with 40, and simplify to get our volume as being 160 centimeters cubed. Alright, so try these 6 questions. So with the first 4, figure out what the formula is and what the value that you're looking for is, what the missing value is. And then the last 2, they're word problems.